Okay, mic should be on. Everything appears to be fine dandy. Text, which is this. That. Oh, got friend on board. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right, we're back for some more Ace Attorney with the final case. Now we're in the trial part of the final case, and then more investigation, then another trial, because they can't ever be simple, done and dealt with.
This last case, gotta make it special.
Now, I was almost about to say simple and clean, but then you would have called me out and do Kingdom Hearts reference.
It's something clean.
Name of the bloody song in Kingdom Hearts. Come on, man.
Okay. No, like I've been enjoying Kingdom Hearts a lot, but I don't know the name of the song they use, so
It's literally Simple and Clean and My Sanctuary. Those are the two major ones. How dare
I haven't listened really to the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack, probably.
Have you not? Right, trial time. Yay! I have blank. Oh, you did him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It's just like, did I do him? I can't remember.
No, I did. Agent did it.
That's
my internet is being really slow for Discord right now, and I don't know why.
the what?
It's lagging really crazy.
Discord cut your shit out. You want to just tab out and tab back in quickly?
We'll just close the thing, not necessary, so hope maybe it goes better.
So just tell me when you're ready then.
Yeah, just go.
Okay. That's what it looks like.
Dude, no way. Everyone couldn't do anything like that.
In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you.
A mountain of evidence?
I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you.
Jeez, Mr. Lawyer. But like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that.
I understand. I don't know who's speaking, so we can't assume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We must get a complete acquittal today.
I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, let's get going.
Tim! This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial, which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest. If you please. Wait! Kidnapper sent me a present?
Mr. Lawyer, dude. Who was that?
No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything.
Dude, did your nose just get longer?
No, it's perfectly normal. Hang on.
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt and God. Are the prosecution and defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
I say, Mr. White, what happened to Mrs. Von Karma?
I don't know, Your Honor. Getting mad at me. Your Honor?
Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it?
Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman.
What?
Shot?
Somehow... I think this is the present that Ben was talking about.
His present?
Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. She's lost every case here.
Yep.
She were to disappear. It would be to your advantage.
This is totally insane! Miss Von Karma, is she alright?
I don't have that answer.
Again, don't know.
Evelyn. That's good.
Thought he'd show up.
Yeah, it's like, I thought it was Edgeworth, but...
Can't assume here.
No. Due to the circumstances, Miss Franziska Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery.
Huh. And, the other Von Karma, which shoulder was it?
Yeah. At least she isn't undergoing surgery and doesn't just get it out herself.
Now knowing her, she's probably shrugging it off.
No, but he didn't even get it out.
No, he didn't, so I'm wondering if she's doing the same bullshit and trying to keep it in there.
Luckily, I have looked this case over, and I'm familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt and God. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Witness, your name and occupation.
My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now.
Oh no.
After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe.
The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight.
Yeah. Have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. That's who he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corda, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. And? You don't leave that shit vague.
After the vote ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room.
Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their room, sir.
I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I'm assuming it's just to push what the relevancy of the guitar is, am I right?
Yes, it's the... everything after is starting with the third statement, so skip. Skip. Press. I think you have to go one back.
Oh, whatever. And why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The jamming ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime.
Oh, then about this theory. Van really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that?
We thought of that too, but... The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh?
I see. Oh, so much for my theory then.
Hey. Updates as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, so
This one.
yeah, this one. Yeah.
Then after the third. This is the third.
Yeah, I didn't correctly myself including that, but I did initially said it wrong. You're right.
The cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Corridor was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana. Banana, sorry.
Banana.
No, I did read that right. His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir.
Oh, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana.
Then, what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. I'd say that's a bandana. Personally, bandanas go on your head. It's more of an ascot, really.
Yeah.
This is nitpicking.
Maybe he ride on the head and when
Hang on.
the killer used it to strangle.
No, that's on his neck. That does not move at all.
Yeah, too. Okay.
Well, I need to have another look at the ninja then, but I'm sure they'll show us a picture in a bit.
Yeah.
Seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
We have a crafty murderer on our hands here.
We updated the autopsy ourselves. Let's see how it is.
Then we edited it because we didn't bother killing it. Okay, I say again. Oh.
Yeah. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? Well, the guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night.
Well, then where was it?
The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
So, you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. So, that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, they deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt and Guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him.
Here it comes. Like Edgeworth's back to his full swing.
Well, Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter.
Yes, sir. Matt and Guard and One Corridor were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Angard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
More than enough. It's right there, mate. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty cleanly, sir. This is gonna be some hard bullshit to get around, mate. And there's this button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, wasn't it? And is this button also covered in blood?
Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What?
Phoenix, why are you surprised?
Well, he's just surprised, like, ah, shit, this is really making this concrete. What joke?
No, just but I started to read the guide and then I lost the thought.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Stop reading ahead.
But I should be doing it to speed this up.
Read ahead when we're actually doing the interrogation part.
All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right?
I'll find the hole in your argument somehow.
You can press as hard as you would like. That's what I said. Just hurry up with your short, pointless questions.
Alright, what do we need?
Okay, you can present the knife on the sixth statement, because if this was from the gate for the hotel, it wasn't me. I did it.
Present the knife?
Yeah. So you both should save right now, according to the guide.
Okie doke. I'll do it alright as soon as I get the chance. Wait a second. What? So, the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client brought a knife beforehand. That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh?
There's a Gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated.
Yes, that is very true. This is very big. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
What?
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this.
But I didn't... Oh.
The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. If that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There is a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
Bless you.
Thank you. If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Engard.
Oh, we would, but you haven't shown us it yet.
Especially what was on top of his table. There's something missing, perhaps. It is a single knife. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Engard's knife was missing.
Ugh.
Mr. Engard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. I already carry a knife on a visit. Kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. It seems like Edgeworth had this planned from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it.
A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further depilation is a waste of your honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court.
Evidence not
I
yet shown?
honestly have to say, considering like all the other cases where, oh, the victim wrote the killer's blood in, name in blood, while suffering an injury that probably would instantly kill them, this actually is pretty good evidence. It means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. White?
Well...
Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now.
Yes?
Yeah, it's like, didn't I just say that? Did you not hear me?
No, I think the
If
mic
you
didn't
answer
pick
with-
it up. Speak it.
Okay.
Speak the fuck up.
Yeah. If you answer with something wrong here.
That gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat.
Mr. White, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court? Yes, you do.
There's one. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. White, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I'm giving you one chance, and only one. What the judge is saying, White, is don't try pulling any one of your usual bluffs here.
I messed this up. It's curtains for all of us. Ah, so
You
this is what
may now present one and only one piece of evidence.
this is what I meant by save. I'll do a save here because it's closer.
Yeah.
This is harsh, but it's the final case, so it makes better sense here.
Yeah. Now then, what is in this important evidence that you must show to the court?
Let's see what hasn't been. Well, the only thing I could think of is glass, but
Yeah. It's
Really?
My class. Yeah.
okay.
This is a wine glass, isn't it? Not.
Oh, it's tomato, you dumbass.
Hmm.
Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point.
However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over, along with everything else, is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say?
Well, yes, it is a little particular.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth. What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion. Because there's no special meaning to that class.
What?
It's safe to say that the class was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the class down without thinking. That does sound very plausible, Mr. White.
Could Miss Andrews really have set the glass down without thinking? No, because you wouldn't just calmly set down a glass casually. You'd be in a panic.
Yeah.
No
There's
way.
no way, yeah.
I appear weak here. Trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty.
You just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough.
The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing.
Unlike Mr. White, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
What?
You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine class escaped my notice?
Well, you didn't bring it up, so... Then...
Of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims, nor the defendants. Rather, they were one of Adrian Andrews.
What? Oh, shit.
That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we all done here, Mr. White?
Actually, it raises further questions. Why she placed it casually. Oh, I can't believe I fell into another trap.
Miss Andrews is probably holding the class when she went to see Miss Corina. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Now do you see, White? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well.
Oh.
I've thought long and hard about this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I've come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet to... Another witness we would like the court to hear from.
Another witness?
Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking?
I don't know, he's probably just trying to solidify his claim.
Pardon, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Gotcha!
Wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Edgy boy, it's been about a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I thought I'd be proud of your testimony, but who knew that under that helmet it was the wicked witch of the witness stand? I'll tell you this. Now I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with the terrible crime. Miss Witness, the terrible crime is all this court needs to know. I'm talking to my dear Edgy Betchy right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
You're in the same ballpark, Missy.
I'm way younger than you are.
Actually,
these days.
Hang on a minute.
Do you have a court record?
Doesn't it say?
And this code is being discarded again.
I'll give you a second. Doesn't say, it's just Question marks. She won't tell. She's of that generation.
Yeah. Okay, I might pretty just quickly tap in and tap out of Discord.
Yeah, I'll just all screen up. Thanks, Discord. You're always super reliable. There was a reason why we tried to phase in with Parsec, because he was a lot more visually reliable, but audio issue. Fun.
Yeah. For this because at least the audio and everything works. It works most almost just sometimes has issues, okay.
We had a workaround, but when it's on the recording end, that's a different thing altogether. Alright, you all good?
Yeah. No, please, by all means. Interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's the right to say that you were hard-headed nowadays. Not that I mind, actually. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldberg? It was a great job being able to see my dear Juan. Run. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that Edgeworth, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not to me, I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man. Run, Corridor.
But those two were the same age.
They don't look like the same age, really.
Well,
I get the point.
they got different personalities.
Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of the room that night. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hotel in front of in the hallway, in front of his room.
Pace yourself, man.
Yeah. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye on the whole time. And since someone showed up, it was a man coming out of Juan's room. It was Engar, Matt Engar. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. So Mr. Guard came out from the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. White, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay, just making sure, because I did look up the guy whenever I need to look for titles, whatever, I'm blanking out. There's an achievement here with Wendy? Is it on this one or the next one?
This is on the next one.
Okay.
So press the last statement.
You saw my client? Are you sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Really?
And knowing part, when I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
How do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further.
The person's close.
Okay, I mean all of them are relevant. Please tell the court about the man's face in more detail.
You don't need me to tell. You don't need me to tell you about his face. That soft, gentle look in his eyes and his effeminate lips. His white eye covered by his silky hair, his sparkling, shining teeth.
Hold the fuck up. His teeth were shining?
Well, he's shining all around in this week's pinup posters, dearie.
This week's pinup? Why do you... I mean, I don't care how he looks in this week's issue. Please stay with what you saw that night.
But a cat's face is the same no matter where it is. You know what? with the snapper. So, Mr. White, was this testimony just not important or relevant in any way? Wait, did you just ask about the face and not the clothes?
Yeah, I asked about the face.
Oh, then it wasn't important.
Was important?
It wasn't.
Oh. I thought the face
You
was...
have to ask about the clothes.
You asked for the face.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Read, man, read!
I really kind of just feel like I didn't read the first thing that's on the screen.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Guess it really wasn't that important after all.
Mr. White, do you know why we say time is valuable? If not, I suggest you learn. You've wasted 3 minutes of the summon's youth. That's more valuable than gold to me.
Wasted 3 minutes of the chat's time. Why do I suddenly feel old in the presence of her childish whining?
You may not remember things or be mistaken here. Mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying.
It's bad for us. Really bad.
But that's how the human mind is. It also has a tendency to jump off topic. She's straight onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? So that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? I wouldn't say sweet.
That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Try again with the last one. Alright, the clothes. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if it's something like that matters.
But it does.
What was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing. That racing jacket.
Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Man. It's a pantaloon.
Underwear. That's literally it. It's just an old term for it.
Oh.
She is of a generation.
Yeah, I barely know the German term for this. It's like, oh yeah.
Underwear, pants,
stuff.
Take your pick.
Yeah, but it's like the old term for the not.
Yeah.
The German equivalent of underwear pants.
Right.
No, Mr. White. Was this testimony just not important or relevant in any way?
Must be important.
Yeah.
Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please. Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. So you can now present the ninja button because it was found in his samurai stuff.
He was in his costume, right?
Yeah.
Had to force a waiver that one. Miss Oldback.
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
You know what this is?
It's button number 2 on the Charming Ninja's costume.
She is a fan. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance and specified what button it was. Not just it was the button, it was a very specific region of button.
Give it here. Give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this.
She really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Engard's body during a full body search.
See. This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was the best cut Engard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants.
See. And in God is the little samurai.
Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt and Guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm so sorry. So did you judge people based on what they were? If I were the...
Yeah, there she goes.
Okay. Yeah.
Kids these days.
Now, hold your tongue still. Yeah, for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. God the man, but Mr. God, the nickel samurai. But when you think about it,
There's no thinking about it then, Missy.
they are really one and the same anyway.
Miss Oldback, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Hey Jeepo, you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering.
Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Witness, be careful and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Alright, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you.
In God. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to the post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? So he must have found the nickel costume when he was stepping through Huan.
I knew it. Knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think it could have been someone else inside the costume? Don't be a bad little boy. Thinking such rude things.
Oh, remember, it must be fading. But the possibility does exist.
Jungs today. I told you there's no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is the truth.
Of your belief. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. White, you may cross-examine the witness. You can press on the second statement for the achievement.
Can do. I'm not sure what the relevancy of the achievement is. That's why I was curious about it. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I, wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you?
Well...
What I said earlier. I wasn't any way doing things like that. The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies?
All that matters is the man that was inside the costume. Isn't that enough?
It's like, where's the achievement? That's a random one to get an achievement for.
Okay, this is it. This is a hard one to figure out. Present the knife on the last statement.
Okay. I guess the objection is the specifics of the knife itself. I don't know. Please take a look at this.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
Ah, no, I get what the argument is. If he was wearing the costume, his fingerprints wouldn't be on the knife.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask. It's because of the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at?
That is exactly what I'm driving at.
What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
Jesus, take the wheel! If Mr. Engard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
What amateur would do that?
Yeah, it's like...
Why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that.
However, there is one possibility.
Then let's hear your possibility.
It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's full body costume as the Nickel Samurai. At the time, the defendant had no intent to murder. Was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off.
It's a weak sauce.
But the murder still did take place. It is well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I've heard that before. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
Call him bullshit because the knife was brought into the room. That raised questions regardless. I was like, what are you doing in here with that knife?
Exactly.
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? You really?
Yeah.
So, contradiction.
Yep.
This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony.
What are you babbling about?
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Engard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Doing the knife again.
Yeah.
It's all about the knife.
Yeah.
This knife, this was used by Mr. Engard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corrida.
I suppose.
However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like the bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
Oh, I guess to say to frame.
Yeah, to frame.
It's to frame my client, Mr. Engard, of course.
To frame? Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume, and if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Witness?
Witness?
Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, LG Pro? Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV?
I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of the doors because of Belle. And I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure.
She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai? Alright then. Who were you waiting around for then?
That's nothing you could do anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, Witness? Maybe you think you're a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So, Oldback was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida.
Maybe, Phoenix. Maybe the Outback was waiting around for that person.
It's who I think Mia is hinting at. It's certainly possible. Miss Oldback, you were waiting around for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you?
Yeah.
Person relevant to the case right now.
Who is this person?
This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Guard's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation. Yeah, Oh, this is... Oh, I see.
Judge seems to be really into the article. Called such a thing.
Then this manager with the initials A, are you saying it's... Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw any weight this whole one to the confidentiality stuff then. Witness, what in the world are you? Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information, some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then, witness. Please testify about this secret information. Get ready, this is going to take the wind out of you, giants.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old.
Denekan is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Grant by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Grant. I cannot condemn such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
Oh, that's not true.
Yeah. The fan sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this call. Let's just talk about murder again. What? No one is above gossip. And it isn't a sin. Truth is never pleasant.
I heard that one before.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter and wanted the truth. The article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So, this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
No then, Mr. White, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right. Again, it's nothing but your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, the old saying goes, gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire out the afterburners. Hit the highway to the danger zone. Hey, music in the background. So the argument here is we need to prove that this is all just false gossip. That is completely inaccurate.
So you can you already said the correct thing.
Yeah.
It's the fifth statement where somebody else knows about this and the proof is not off camera because she has a note in there.
Yeah, but we don't have the camera. We just know the contents of what's posted.
Yeah, but you can see proof of it.
Sure about that.
Oh wait.
I think you're reading. You're reading ahead again. Slow down, bucko.
Yeah.
Safety save. Calls this again. Wait.
What? I'm a busy person. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know the secret information?
But that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill the hole into my brain, you will never find out.
How the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? Now I can present it.
Okay.
Wrong way around.
Yeah.
It's just explaining how she knows. So, no one else is supposed to know the secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag?
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that.
Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? You stole something that wasn't yours. Hypocrite! The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
I wouldn't say mischievous. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself.
She reported such a thing.
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is complete meaningless.
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my sub-secret list of groceries to buy. Then you are the one who took Mrs. Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of France, that's why. The infamous puffy-haired whisper snapper. She's working with that evil god, she said so herself. And God, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy smelling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. And you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am.
What you've done is waste our time.
It's only one little piece of paper. Never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
You'll say she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No.
Yeah, I don't know pressure.
If I let up on her now, she'd get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stone, why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
I can and I will. Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole for that night. Let's get an eye for the camera. Yeah. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me." $700.
Why witness? What is it, Gramps?
If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
She's just holding the case. The camera's not even in it.
Please, this isn't the camera you're looking for.
Ah, that's...
But even if I look like this, I'm still a person, you know? As demons like you, I fall in love and borrow things from people. I think a definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card and I noticed it said Slamberg celebrity photograph extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she has taken. I'm a professional security guard, it's my business to notice things.
I mean, you're half right, depends on the type of scenario for it, but...
Bailiff, check the camera's photo, hurry.
Sir, they're not developed.
You must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Oh, that means there's another one he's holding back.
Please present it to the court.
Huh. Interesting.
But this is the Nickel Samurai. See, I told you. That's the guy I saw. This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
Well, she didn't witness it, she was just looking at the picture, for fuck's sake.
No, I mean on that when she finally realized it was Nickel Samurai and not a god.
Yeah, but either way, her witness event was literally looking at the picture. Didn't see shit.
What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person is the defendant. However, in his own profession, Mr. Enkart clearly stated that at the time of the murder he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant.
Why bring up the knife again? Because it's pretty obvious.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. White. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is divisive evidence against your client?
This photo really is decisive, and we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. Can't make a mistake here. This is only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's something strange with it. Where's the knife?
Yeah, and it's a good idea, but it isn't actually what's wrong.
Oh, for fuck. I wish I could.
Yeah, something strange is with it.
Like, I wish I could get a good look at it right now, because I'd be like, what is off about it then? All right, nothing strange at all then.
No, something strange.
Good thing I looked. You corrected me saying that it was nothing about the knife. Made me think there was nothing strange about it.
No, okay, it's not the knife, but yeah, no, sorry. Something strange.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look to see what it is past the text, because I would like to know what it is before the game tells me. I'm assuming it's the direction where he's coming from in the room, but I'm inherently wrong about it. There's something strange with this photo.
I knew this is coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth. I think we can all agree there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bankbuster.
You sure it's not about the knife?
Bunk with a bankbuster. Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. White?
Anyway, please, look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
Well... Find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot? Especially when it counts.
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
The legs are dragging, which the person is slightly shorter in height, right?
Yes.
Even though the missing knife is also an argument.
I guess the idea is that since the right hand is behind the back, that's where the knife would be, because, you know, with the right-handed.
But the thing is with the Nickel Samurai, the right hand is all like metal gauntlet shit. Probably can't hold crap. It probably doesn't even move. So
that's also a good point, yeah.
Also, I just noticed because the text was blocking away. There's a teddy bear on. Right, that shouldn't be there, right?
I guess this is when, you know, this Nickel Samurai left the room. Oh, that's what that's the knife.
Yeah.
I think this is a photo of when the room was left.
No,
So,
no.
the reader's room.
Oh, whatever. So it is the height. Just making sure, because now you're making
Yeah,
me
it's the
question
height,
myself.
yeah.
I'd like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
What are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And what does that mean?
The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. Engard.
What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is.
Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Right, you can see quite clearly. I mean,
But yeah, I see a point about the arm.
yeah, I imagine that is like super stationary. That probably doesn't do shit. This argument here would be better if we were having a picture of us in court record so we can compare. Don't.
Yeah.
So this is a hard detail to realize if you've not been paying attention.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably something to pay attention because they pulled this shit in the first game with the very same Steel Samurai bullshit where the person wasn't at the right
With the
height.
limping, yeah.
Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the Akama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his Akama up just to walk.
No. Yeah.
There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time.
That's curious.
Huh? What is?
Jeff is unusually calm today.
It's true.
Just letting the trial run itself. He's only along for the ride.
Along for the ride? What do you mean by that?
I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
Doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all?
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt and Garner, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. Huh. I figured it would come to this.
What?
Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt and God. In that case, who is this a photo of?
Well, there's only one conclusion. Who is the person?
There's only one other person in this whole case.
Yeah, but Edgeworth wants us to put the blame on it. Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume?
Don't stress over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. But you should be focused on his Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah, why is he so calm?
Mr. White, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph?
Literally the only other person relevant. We're under a lot of assumptions here.
Adrian Andrews.
Want to know who that Nickel Samurai is none other than this woman.
And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her?
For starters, she's short. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. Engard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Engard that night.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Engard's fingerprints all over it.
The knife that was used as the murder weapon. Why don't you just say what it is you want, right?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime.
Order, order, order. It looks like this trial has had a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. This court is is issuing a subpoena from Mrs. Andrew Andrews.
Subpoena. I know, it breaks the rules of words.
A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
Alright, this is it.
This is kind of bad for us.
Huh? What do you mean?
If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day.
One more day? Ark! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
No then, we shall set Mrs. Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court! Just raise an objection is all I can do.
No then.
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today.
I can't do that. We cannot hear Mrs. Andrews' testimony. I abhor wasting such valuable time.
Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development. I think you underestimated me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his fate to Pony and Mrs. Adrian Andrews is all
Speening.
happening according to plan. Even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
What? What?
What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Edgeworth is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She's the next witness.
Everything was planned out in advance by that man.
Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Edgeworth.
I mean, any sensible person would.
Looks like this battle is far from over. It's only the first 12 out of 4. Exactly. Well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witnesses in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Like a day recess.
2 days.
Oh yeah, right. Fuck.
Oh, you got an achievement.
Eh, what? Oh, you just checking my profile.
It's like, how long did it actually take me to play the trilogy? It's like almost 60 hours.
Well, you were playing in your own free time, and you probably were making mistakes. So.
Oh yeah. I tried to solve it until it's like, okay, I have no idea what the game wants from me.
Then you played this game. Fuck you. Alright, preview. Alright, that'll do for a stream, so check back on Wednesday for more Ace Attorney. So till then, bye all.
Bye.
Getting there, we're close. There's a double checking. There is another investigation, but I imagine it's short, right?
No, there's a 2-part investigation still.
Oh. Well, I don't know. They could be short. You don't know that. Well, you do, but you know, it was a while ago, so we could have done.
Not that sure.
Either way, we're getting close to the end. I think we're just like the 2 stream. Pacing is going correctly. I think.
No, I don't think. I think we have one more 200 probably.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, that last one stream.
Figure out. We just know that once the trial comes around, we gotta make that one the last one. That's Ooh, that's a roller coaster. Alright, cool. Little bit alright. Not disappointed for how we performed, but disappointed of I forgot to bring up, I actually went out of my way to set up a new alert system to set up for both on Twitch and YouTube. So I can get alerts on both ends. Nothing showed up. Typical. Oh, that's just how it is. But hey, at least it's there at the ready when someone does at some point in the future. When I'll just completely forget that I've set it up.